you have to think about this. No amount of myopia is safe. Okay, there's risk factors. Young human being to that risk if you could avoid it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at the fact that every diopter of myopia makes an impact. Again, it increases risks in myopic macular degeneration, retinal detachment, glaucoma, other concerns. It varies in the condition, but it increases a risk. And that risk is unnecessary, especially when we know we can have the tools in place to do something about it. Now, the 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 thinking that has to occur, and I want people to think about this for a moment. 10 years ago, more than a decade ago, at Vision by Design, which is a conference that you have championed, Matt, and put together, we had Professor Donald Tan from the Singapore Eye Institute, talking to who's basically the godfather of low dose of atropine. He was talking about treating hyperopes. This was over a decade ago, instead of waiting until they became myopic. Now, at that point, we didn't realize that, what was really at stake here, because we now understand that even before a patient gets myopic, even before a child gets myopic, they are actually experiencing the largest growth in axial length that they're going to experience a year and a half before they become myopic. So what does that say to you? It says, if I can stop that, if I can do something meaningful to make that smaller, that increment of growth smaller, I'm going to make a huge impact on this young human being, the positive. I'm going to reduce all of this thinking here. Uh, uh, Allopathic medicine that we're kind of tied up in right now is a reactive form of medicine, which actually reacts to disease already that's present. It's very expensive. You treat diseases, you have, whatever it is that you're doing to try to slow that disease process down. But it would be a lot healthier for all of us if we were to live more healthfully and not have the disease process in the first place, or have it at such a low level that's never going to bother us in our lifetime. So this is the kind of thinking. So we have to kind of get away from this very expensive model, which pays all of this reimbursements back to surgeons and other doctors that perform these expensive procedures to try to extend life. And we have to get into the point where we're now making life healthier. For the life that you're going to live, it's going to be a healthier lifetime.